Hello YouTube, this is Retta. I'm gonna do a reading on Usher Raymond. Just so you guys know, because I have had requests for it and I've even wrote back on some responses. I will never ever do a reading on R. Kelly. Never ever 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 ever. So I will not participate in that foolishness of R. Kelly. He is a disgusting human being, and I will not touch his essence with my, no. And what's crazy is that I always stuck up for him. I didn't believe in the nonsense until one of my friends, this was years ago, said, I was like, I don't believe it. She was like, girl, and look at this. And I just looked and I seen that video, and it was the most heartbreaking, disgusting thing I've ever seen in my freaking life. And after that, I can't listen to his music. I want no parts of him. I have unfriended friends and family. When in my area they had the whole R. Kelly concert and people were bragging that they were going and this and that, I unfriended them and I stopped speaking to some of my family members because of the whole R. Kelly thing. Never. So I will never do a reading on him. I don't want to. That video showed me more than enough that I don't need no reading. He's a disgusting human being. If somebody else does a reading on them, go ahead. I have no use for it. My opinion is made. I'm not open about it. My instincts are telling me he's a sick, depraved individual and he needs to be locked up or castrated. And I don't even think him being castrated would help him. I think he's mentally ill. Okay, so Usher Raymond, funny enough, his birth card, he is the emperor. I would have never thought he was the emperor. Would have never thought that at all. But he's a manly man. He's a man's man. I always thought maybe he was feminine a little bit. Had some feminine energy. But no, his birth card is he's an emperor. He likes control. He likes to be in the lead. He doesn't have time for foolishness. That's why I think that he likes older women. He might like to have sex with younger women, but as in a relationship wise, he likes older women. He doesn't have time for foolishness. He likes the mature aspect. He's probably like an old soul. And he's able to discard things that no longer serve him. Relationships, when things no longer serve him or he's not getting, it's not making him happy anymore, he will happily end it, cut it out. So he's able to end things that no longer serve him. Not so much of transforming things. He hasn't built up into that aspect where you turn a negative into a positive, like the situation that he's going now. Maybe this is part of one of his life plan, to turn this negative publicity that he has in regards to this herpes or whatever, to turn it around and make it positive, like, make it work for him. Not saying herpes will work for him, but, either be like a spokesperson or, don't make him look like he's the bad guy. That's part of his life goal, is to be able to, with the death card, is to either to end and to transform. So this is part of his life goal plan, is to turn something like, negative and turn it positive, or see a different perspective. He's already got the ending thing down, with relationships and businesses. If something doesn't serve him, if it doesn't, he's able to cut it out, cut a person off, and be done with relationships and people, friends, stuff like that. But he needs to learn how that everything doesn't go his way. And when it doesn't go his way, he needs to transform it and change it. And if he's able to do that, and we will be able to see that, we will be able to see his birth card in action in this time. If he's able to actually turn this around, then he has completed his, he has really completed his birth cards in the major arcana. I mean, his birth cards. He's able to, you know, he has graduated from that. So we'll see how he does. If not, then it's another thing is going to hit him, you know, because he has to learn this lesson as part of his goal. Okay, I know I talked about decks. This is that deck, the Lumina deck that I was like, I keep trying and it doesn't work for me. I'm going to try to use this deck in this read-in with Usher and see how it goes. And if it doesn't start working for me, I'm just going to have another deck that I'm going to start using in the middle of the reading. So we'll see how this goes. This right here is the Madame Endor fortune cards. I kind of like these oracle cards right here. So I just really started using them. I have my very favorite oracle cards. I don't really show them too much. I haven't really used them in these YouTube videos, I don't think. But I have I've done a reveal or something of, I think I did one of my old videos from like a year or two ago shows my favorite oracle deck. So I haven't used it in these. Remember, I just kind of use these videos to test out decks. So far I'm liking this. So this is Usher Raymond. I'm gonna do like a past, present, future with this card. Past, present, future. So we do past, present, future. I know my desk this table is just getting more and more ridiculous. More and more cards on this table. I'm really liking this oracle deck too. The good tarot that I used the other day for the Tamar Braxton reading, the same woman who made this oracle deck made that tarot deck. So this one is pretty. I kind of really like this. I'm glad I got this version. I guess there's another version with gilded edges, and this one doesn't have gilded edges, thank God. I don't like gilded edges. They're pretty, but I hate shuffling with them. There's only one tarot deck, the Sirens Lenormand by Carrie Pat. She has gilded edges, but hers is like soft. It's like a soft gilded edges. It doesn't hurt your hands. It doesn't hurt your fingers. So while gilded edges looks pretty, I hate them. I really, really hate gilded edges. So here we go. I'm going to do I just want one card in regards to the energy around him. Okay. I'm going to try to use this deck, this Lumina deck. I think it's the Lumina deck. But we'll see how it goes. I don't think it's going to work very well for me. But I'm going to try to stay positive. Okay. Oops. Oh, okay. This is like a past, present, and future. I just decided to draw 3 of these cards for past, present, and future. And if you see here in the past, it says serendipity. And it says bright new prospects are on the horizon. So everything was good for him, you know, in the past. Everything was going his way. He had some secrets, but, you know, they were, you know, he had secrets. We all have secrets, but, you know, they were contained. So he really didn't have, I see a lot of transformation, you know, changing. But he was really reflecting like, oh, I have a wonderful life, you know. He wasn't really having any complaints. And this is the present. Look at this. It says winds of change. Your surroundings will undergo a transition, where I guess maybe he might have seen the starting of this change in the past. You see, these butterflies to me always mean transformation. They always mean a transitioning, like a change in, a metamorphosis. So I guess even in his past, he might not have seen it, but I have a feeling that he kind of knew things were coming. I think there was an underlying issue. Either one of the persons told him, if you don't give me money or if you don't do this, I'm gonna squeal. And I guess maybe he called their bluff, or maybe he wasn't willing to react the way that this person wanted him to react. So he's seen the beginning stages of everything going on right now. So right now it's everything is right now for him is a little chaos. The winds of change. So everything is changing around him. So to me, this is like the Wheel of Fortune, or even the Tower card. The Tower card doesn't mean utter destructions. It just means that the breakdown, the destruction of one's mindset or of one situation. And also, the Tower sometimes makes me feel like, it's a drastic life change. So like I said before, when I was talking about his birth card, I was saying that this is part of his life path, is to be able to turn something negative and be able to turn it into a positive, meaning to learn from it, to use the experience for the better. And that's part of what he needs to do now. He needs to not let this control him, not let this bring him down, to utilize this and learn from it and morph it into something else. I don't know if he's going to learn this lesson. It says in the future, the spider, be meticulous and patient. So to me, the spider can be dangerous. Maybe he's going to have to realize that this isn't going to, this change, this learning process, how to change the people's perspective is not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to take him a while to get back in the good graces of the public, where people aren't laughing and talking about him and this and that. He needs to be more patient, because he's that emperor and he's the take charge type of person, like the boss. When you have that leader, like you're the boss, you want what you want when you want it now. And he has to learn, you can't get everything now. Sometimes, things have to, go their way, and it's a long process. So, and also spiders bite. So we'll see how that goes. The energy around him right now is, he needs to be flexible. I think that's basically what I've been talking about. He needs to transform. He needs to change. He needs to turn something into a positive. And because he's the emperor, he's stuck. Emperors are kind of stuffy, stuck in their ways, very militant. And this situation is part of his life plan, is that it has to. It's funny how things happen to you. Even though something might be silly, everything happens for a reason. And he has to learn to be more flexible. He has to realize that he can't always be in control over everything, that everything is not going to go his way. And he needs to be more flexible. And I think this is a really life-changing event, even though it's all about herpes and stuff like that. It's really a life-changing event of how he handles it and how he moves forward with it. Oh, the reader was going so good. Let's see how I'm going to do. I'm going to just try to draw a couple of cards and see how, if I don't really see anything, I'm going to quickly just change the cards. Okay, so this is Raymond, Usher Raymond. Usher Raymond. I don't know what it is. I think the energy of this deck is very elemental. I think that's maybe why I can't get a hold of it. It's very elemental. Maybe that's what it is for me. It's kind of foreign to me. I'm a Virgo, and I'm kind of like, I don't know. I need something tangible, a tangible feeling, a tangible. So I want to see. So that's telling me I want to see where his head's at right now. The Three of Wands. So there's a coming together of trying to, him and his people around him are trying to do something. To do something. I think there are sparks flying at home and in his business, like in his personal job. I think there's a lot of energy. I think this has like riled him up. I think he's taken this hard. I see this, to me right here kind of looks like the wishbone. So it can go either one or two ways. You know, if he cuts this off right, it can work for him. If he cuts it off wrong, it's not going to be. So I think right now he has a group of people, mainly I think 3 people, trying to come up and formulate a plan. They're trying to actively come up and formulate a plan. You know, let's see the cross to bear. The cross to bear is the Maiden of Swords. So the cross to bear is the Maiden of Swords. So I think it's one of these ladies. It's a young lady. She's very intelligent. So his cross to bear is that she has like written information. She has like the test results. She has proof that, you know, she was with him. And she's a very smart cookie. Very, very smart. And I don't think she's going to just go away easily. So that's his cross to bear. So whatever plan he's working on, he's really going to have to get this young lady. He's really going to have to get her to lay off. Whether he pays her or whatever. And it's, you know, she's not going to give up. You know, she's not going to give up. And to me, she's passionate. She's pissed. I'm looking at this as she's focused. She's pissed. I see some emotions around this, and she has outside counsel. So she's really heeding on to some outside counsel, and the outside counsel is leading her. I don't think she's gonna tell everything. I always like the swords going up. She's only telling half of it, maybe half truths. She's not telling the whole picture. And I think she has more to add. But that's part of her, I guess, negotiation. And if he doesn't watch out, she's going to expose the whole truth. Don't ask me what that means. I don't know. And she feels like she's his karma. You know, what goes around comes around. I see these circles. To me, it's always like what goes around comes around. And she's kind of pissed. She's a smart cookie, but she's a young girl. Okay, let me go underneath that. The Two of Pentacles. He has to, you know, he has to balance some. You know, he has to, underneath that, he lost balance. He has to balance. He didn't, things aren't balanced for him in business and in his relationships. In business and in his relationships, things aren't balanced. So he needs to get that back together. He needs to get back on track and more balanced. And he hasn't been. Let me see in the past. The 3, he has a lot of 3s. The 3 in the past, you know, where this is also a coming together and starting something new, growing something in the past. I don't know if this is in business or if this is in relationships or a 3-way. So what does this have to do with? Ooh. Now I understand more. So, remember I said the balance? This needs to be balanced. And I said with emotions and women. He has 2 active relationships with 2 other women. So, he has an active relationship with 2 other women. I think maybe this was one of the women. That it wasn't like, hit it and quit it. He had active relationships with 2 other women, and it grew. So, and I believe the wife knew about this. So there's like 3 people in a relationship in the past, So yeah, I think his wife knew about this other woman. Let me see what's on his mind. There's other women. I think there's another woman that's came out, but the main woman, the King of Swords, he's trying to, like I said, he's trying to think of how to get out of the situation, to gain control over the situation. But he has to realize, being the King of Swords, it's not just being in control. He always wants to be in control with that Emperor energy. He has to be more flexible. You know what I'm saying? He has to be more flexible. And he's trying to think of a way to checkmate, basically. He's trying to think of a way to keep the swords are down again. So for me, this has the swords down too. So to keep all the secrets, all what this girl can reveal, to keep, only what's told in the public right now, that's the only thing he wants to be known. To keep everything else secret. So he's trying to figure out how to get out of this situation right now. Logically, judgment, that's on his mind. What people feel about him, how people are judging him, that's what's on his mind. He's really concerned about how people picture him and how people perceive him. Also, he's figuring out how he can give and take in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Amicably. He's trying to see how much he can give and take in this situation so things can be contained. You see how this energy, this is all black and white, and it looks like this little thing is contained in a circle, so he's trying to contain it. So I have a feeling that he's thinking about, settling out of court, something like that. Let me see. Future. 1. In the future, let's see, there's the hangman. It means it's stuck. Remember I said he has to think of, he's so used to doing and being a certain way, it's hard for him to change. He's used to saying, I don't want that, or no, you can't do that, and people listening, and he has no control over this situation. So he has no control over public opinion. So he's feeling kind of stuck. His wife, let me see, what's his wife gonna do? Let's see, his wife and his children. His wife and his children. Still showing. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. So he's kind of stuck. Like, he's stuck. So this is the future. So this is his wife. His wife in the future and a child. His little children. So I don't know if she's gonna, I think she's too old to have a kid, so it must be his kids. And see the lovers and his other women. Remember I said there was 2 women, and she knew about them. So not only, ooh, yeah, I don't know if this is, what is this? I looked at this as the queen. The maiden. I'm thinking I'm looking at it as the queen. So I'm thinking that's still the wife. Okay, so there's the wife, and it's also lovers. So as many affairs. It's going to destroy his maybe marriage. I see a kid in here, but I think she's too old to have kids. So I don't know if there's going to be a kid in the future coming for him, and that's going to be the end of his marriage because he has multiple lovers. But these lovers are going to end his marriage. Like, it's going to, I don't know if it's going to end. It's going to be, remember I also said he has that tower energy, that if he doesn't get a hold of the situation and transform, he it's like a tower event for him, and it's up to him how much is destroyed or how much is changed. He can use this to kind of change his mindset, but it doesn't look like that's what he's doing. So it might end his relationship. Let me see. Yeah, the balance in his relationship. This is the Four of Pentacles. So if he doesn't, all these lovers and stuff, this is really, really, really knocking the foundation of his wife. She might leave him for this, for all this stuff, because I think it's going to be more lovers coming out. She already knew there was, 3 people in her relationship, him, her, and another woman. But there's more people coming out. So the destruction, the fours are about foundations and keeping things equally balanced. And let me see. Yeah, it's hard for him to balance things. He wants everything his way. I think he's going to pay off some people. I think this is causing a big thing in his marriage. Is she going to leave him? Is she going to leave him? Because I see it's causing a big disturbance in his marriage. The Star. It's not the Sun. This is showing, all this stuff coming up is showing the cracks in their marriage. It's showing, problems that used to be small are now bigger. So this is not helping their marriage. Things that they could have, lived with that wasn't a big deal. This situation that's came out has put a spotlight on all the small problems and made them bigger. I'll try to do one more card to see. Are they going to, there's the Strength card. Are they going to be better for it? I think they are going to stick together. I think this is going to straighten their marriage, strengthen their marriage, and I think that they are going to put up a united front. Even with all these women, they're going to be on, the defense and put up a united front. But it's going to be painful for both of them. And this is a growing experience for both of them. They're hanging on by a thread. There's a lot of, their foundation has been shook in their marriage. They're going to stay together. They might be better for it. But it's going to be, they're hanging on the thread, and they're going to have to ask themselves, was it worth it at the end? But I don't see her leaving anytime soon. They're gonna be like, look at all these 5s of cups. So through all this, maybe she's just gonna stay through this controversial. But they're gonna stay, stay together. She's gonna stay with him. It's the Strength card. They're gonna face this together. But and they're gonna put up a united front. But, they're hanging on by a thread. Anything can kind of set them off. Look at the 5 of Cups. Their relationship is really, really suffering. Really, really suffering. All these 5s aren't good. It's like, was it really worth it? Was it really worth staying together? But it looks like eventually, this is sexual, 7 of Wands. I hate to say it, but I think they might still stay together, and it looks like he's going to go outside of the marriage again. He's going to cheat again. He's going to cheat again. So he's going to cheat again. He's going to have sex again. Oh. And the 7 of Wands is still, He's still going to cheat again. So all this is for nothing. So yeah, it doesn't look like she's going to divorce. This has really rocked their marriage. They're going to show a united front. They're hanging on by a thread. It made small problems big. And he's still going to be cheating. Even with all the herpes things out there, he's still going to have this other woman. I don't know if this woman is yeah, I think it is a new one. So this was the Ace of Cups. And also he needs to worry, he got to be careful that he doesn't have any he doesn't get anybody pregnant, because it's opened. The energy is opened for him to get one of these extramarital affairs that he'll have in the future pregnant. So he needs to be careful and really, really strap it up. Not only for that, not to spread diseases, but not to get anybody pregnant. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.